What up, y'all? You already know what it is. It's X on the Beach, Peak of Love, Season 4, Episode 4. We got a new ex, Sauna Of Secrets. And just so you know, the truth is always going to come out. So let's go. Let's get it.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yes. You already know. We back. It's Season 4. And we got a guest. You already know. Okay. Hey. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Sensei Don't Play. I'm over here, taking over as hosting. I have so many seats to fill. Messy couldn't be here tonight. I'm thinking about her. Love you, girl. Miss you. Can't wait to see you back next week. But, I had someone who could, fill in tonight.
I had to pop in.
But look, we got a special guest. You already know. We got Allie Dimeco in the building.
Hello.
Yay.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me.
This is a great episode for you.
It was a happy episode for sure.
Perfect timing.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
We got Lauren Kling in the building.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. And we got Akila Friend.
Hey.
You already know. So, we're going to get into everything that we need to talk about with you, girl. But we're definitely, let's break down this episode.
Right.
The aftermath of the crazy ice party that you guys threw.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun. Marlon basically saying, okay, you know what? You're right. It's not my fault. She can't be mad. It is what it is. He said it.
Mm-hmm.
Looking like there might be a new flame going on between him and Jack.
Yeah.
They could relate on the open relationship type situation, which I was like,
How, Sway? How can you relate?
Right? I guess it's a guy thing,
Right.
maybe. I don't know. Jack was basically saying, if he was to make out with a random guy in the club, like, his man couldn't be mad at it. So, I think this whole episode's all about communication.
All about it.
Absolutely.
Yes. So it's probably going to get a little messy between those two. We head over to Lademi, and she's done. Burn booked out, like Marlon is X'd out, and he ain't even the X. He can't be iced out, but he can be X'd out.
He can be X'd out.
So that's that. Georgia's basically, pouring her heart out, like saying, like, if her ex comes, she's going to try to, like, X him out,
right?
Curve him like Callum's been
They are
curving Megan.
very committed, very early
They
on.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Nicole quotes Daniel as dansexual. He's his own. He's his own self. What was your first impression of Daniel? Because we had a lot to say last week. I don't know. It's like, do we not get his humor? Is he even humorous? Like,
Daniel is, what do they say? He's like a Monet. Like, he's so good from afar. And then when you get up close, he's a good guy. He's just like a little... I don't even know if weird's the word. He's just a little, like, intense sometimes, or he's just so...
Is he just uncomfortable?
Yeah, he, like, makes you a little uncomfortable, but he's just such a nice guy, and the physique is there, but then you just talk to him, and it just feels...
Right. Like, you could be, from looking at him, you're like, okay, I'm attracted. I'm intrigued. I want to know more.
I just try not to look into him. I was
then...
I don't know. He's just such a nice guy, and he says nice things, but then it comes off as a little, like...
Because he says a lot of crazy, like, backhanded...
He'll say things to your face that are nice, and then he goes in that damn confessional, and he'll stir the pot. But he definitely had a thing for Callum, like, hating on him from the beginning.
You can tell. You can tell.
It was a little bone to pick, I think.
Okay.
But I think all the guys, when they initially got into the house, were interested in Georgia.
Yeah.
And there's an undeniable spark between Georgia and Callum.
As soon as we saw
so
them enter the ice cabin,
Right.
But they knew of each other. Like, they knew of each other before this as well, so it kind of just fits.
That helps.
All right, so there are more layers to Daniel that we have not seen yet.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to hope so.
Yeah.
Do we have to take those? Can we just not? Can we cut them out of the rest of the season?
I know, Lauren, you are just not.
We're gonna
into
let Cindy
him.
handle.
How do you feel about Daniel, Lauren?
Well, last week I said he was a Adam Levine wannabe motherfucker. So maybe he looks like Adam Levine, and you want to like him like Adam Levine.
Yeah.
But Daniel, you're no Adam Levine. But I will say I'm still in that space of he seems like he could be a nice guy.
Okay.
It's just when he has to put down all of that baggage and just be honest. That's what I'm waiting to see. When he's just true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, speaking about honesty, I thought it was really interesting. A lot of the past seasons of Ex on the Beach, there's been guys who aren't totally like upfront and honest.
Right.
But one guy who is upfront and honest, I feel like from the get-go coming in, is Callum.
Yes.
Even though he's known to be a cheater, a player, everything like that, he is keeping it all the way real with these girls. I mean, from Megan, saying, look, I'm feeling Georgia, I want to be with her, and being honest with his feelings to Georgia, as we're going to see, next week. I mean, I just need to can we give him a round of applause?
But the thing is, which gets me so annoyed, and I think that's why a lot of fuckboys stay in that zone, is because here he is being so honest, being so upfront, and Megan just will not accept it. And so, if you're not going to reward me for the good behavior, I might as well just, not tell you anything.
I mean, that, and it's like, girl, you giving him his cake too.
That's
he's over here telling you to the face, but like, you're just not
accepting it. Like, you literally, we'll talk about it, but.
Yeah, I mean, did you get that vibe from Callum?
Callum, for me, I think, was probably the one person that surprised me the most in the house. Like, when I first got in, first initial impressions, like, he looks like a bad boy. Like, he looks like he's going to be the F-boy of the season, tatted up with the teeth, and he's got the game, and he's funny. And at every single moment, I mean, we only got a glimpse of that ice ceremony, but every moment when Callum had an opportunity to maybe misstep or say something wrong, he was just so respectful to Georgia. He truly handled, his ex came in, and I feel like he did handle it with just such class. And so Callum, every day in that chalet, would surprise me. He's so respectful, so committed to Georgia straight from the jump.
Gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what we've been seeing so far. So it'll be
we love
interesting
Callum.
to see, how he's growing as a person, because Georgia might just be the one to change him.
I
mean,
think
this
she
whole
brings out the best in
episode,
him.
Literally.
I do think she brings out the best in him.
This whole episode's been about truth and change.
Truth and change. For the right one.
Yeah.
For the right
one.
one.
Right one.
But we
It's the
don't
right
talk
person.
about that
Yes.
because I don't know. All right, so then we get into the conversation. Nicole, Allie, and then Laura a little bit. Basically, Nicole's saying, she likes to have her cake and eat it too, and that she's just has a revolving door and she can do whatever she wants, whatever she feels, and you're gonna have some time to talk about that. So we should just skip right ahead to the new exes here. All right, so we get some new exes. You got scared for a moment.
A little bit.
Georgia got scared for a moment. Daniel was the one who got the ex, which I was not expecting this. He was the last one I thought.
See, we kind of were, because Daniel was the one person that maybe at this point in the house was not making any connections. Like, there was nobody there for him at that point. So it kind of made sense, and we were all hoping, like, please God, like, someone come in for Daniel.
But I thought at the most would be more than one. Like, I honestly thought you would get someone, because...
Girl, me too. From the jump. I thought, that's why you saw me jump over. But Romeo was playing with us all the time. He'd be like, we got exes coming down, and so we're like, well, here's one, two. We got two from the jump.
Right.
So we're always expecting more at this point. We're
I mean, I was
ready.
kind of thinking it was going to be you two just because of everything that's been going on with you. But I feel like, this episode was good for you to kind of figure out things and get right with your feels. So, like, when these exes come,
You're ready.
I kind of wish, though, like, my exes, even though they are exes, like, we are on very good terms at the very least. Like, my exes always have my back. And had one of my exes been there when Nicole was treating me this way, that shit wouldn't have flown. It would not have flown.
So in the future, so you cool with your exes?
Very cool with my exes.
I wish I could say the same. They don't talk to me, lose my number. Don't try to find me. Don't try to call me.
It took a minute, but we're good now.
Yeah, I can't even.
Everything happens in time, I guess.
With that, though.
And as a married man, I have nothing to say on this topic.
Okay. I love that. So yeah, we get Sydney, this icicle just coming down,
Oh, Canada, all down the slope.
Yes,
literally.
with this frosted hair. She trains people like hockey.
Right.
It wasn't really
coach, yeah.
said, but
Hockey coach.
Daniel had told us coming in that Sydney was bi-curious as well.
Really?
And I feel like they don't touch on that, and that's why I said, Nicole, you'll probably go for her, because Sydney is also and she was a little bi-curious when she came in.
Interesting.
So it definitely changed up the dynamic a little bit.
This is a very fluid season.
I know.
Very.
I really like it. I
Yeah.
love that, people are just being able to express themselves and you guys aren't afraid to express
To just
yourself
say
on
that
national
openly.
television.
Oh, I was
Right.
afraid, but
Which I want
you have no choice.
Yeah, I definitely want to get into
Touch on
that.
that.
We will get into that very soon. Let's see here. So yeah, Sydney comes in. She wants to rekindle and be with Daniel and try to make this work. And
After being, let's the
Yes!
facts.
Akila,
Let me hear
let us
it.
know. Give us
Because
the
I'm
facts,
like,
girl.
she's been ghosted for 8 months. Not just, okay, I'm just going to leave you here and go to my job. Like, no, he went on another reality show.
As a single man.
As a single man for dating. And the minute she came down the slopes, looked him in the eye, and straddled him. Can we talk about that?
I mean, look, she said she wanted to rekindle something. So, I mean, she was ready.
All
Okay.
right, she was.
To
But
be
he
Haddish would
happily
say.
received it. So maybe,
He did.
maybe what works for them works for them.
Right. And I mean, I get that it's so, I get that, I mean, I kind of get that it's weird, but also, I mean, why not? It's, I mean,
I just
let
found
us
it-
know.
I found it
because
interesting.
the house was very torn from them.
So Daniel had told us, like, when we got called up to the beat, we were like, who do you think's coming in? He's like, oh, it could have been this ex, could have been this ex. He thought it was a different ex that he had dated for 5 years. Him and Sydney never kissed. Their first kiss was in the house. Sydney, sorry to put you out of the girl, but her nipples are pierced and Daniel had no idea. So, like, how seriously could you guys date if you guys have never hooked up? Or
Okay.
So
intimacy is
at
not
first
there.
we were like, if you got ghosted for a whole reality, like, I would not be talking to him.
Right.
But then the more that Sydney and Daniel kind of explained that it was not serious at all, they've never kissed, he's never,
Okay.
you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
That's
I kind of
different.
get it.
But they had some type of connection.
Yeah, they were like talking a little
Yeah.
bit before, but I just,
Okay.
Enough of a bond for her to be like, you know what, I wonder what if we went beyond.
like, what happened? Yeah, but Daniel's been on 9 dating shows and not found love, so it's like,
Well, that is my whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, he was on The Bachelorette, which I don't blame her for not picking him. Okay, but then he was on Bachelor in Paradise, totally started talking to a girl, then ditched her. So it's like, are you going to really take these shows serious? Or are you just going to really be on it to stir the pot? Like, come on, Daniel, I need to know these things. I need you to get it together. Find you, like, a nice girl. Like, ABC and MTV has been giving you enough chances. Like, come on, pick one,
He's dansexual, and so
Yeah,
he
he
wants...
loves himself.
He loves himself,
That's
yeah.
it. That's it.
I mean, if only all of us could love ourselves like Daniel could,
Do we want that? I don't know. I mean,
if it's hindering me from finding love, absolutely not.
Okay,
Yeah.
that part, which is kind of interesting, which we'll get into, talks of when you guys saw the exes that there's going to be the first ice ceremony.
Right.
And you guys were automatically like, we want Sydney out. That's who we want out.
Right.
And now it kind of makes sense because you guys knew that they were never really in a relationship, but they just were just starting things. And you guys wanted to keep Megan, which made no sense to me.
I was like,
I'm just
We're
so
on the
biased.
same page.
She had her chance.
I love Megan.
She
really
seems like a
do.
great girl. Don't
So
get me wrong.
I was super biased, and I wanted her to stay. But at the same time, it came to the point where I was kind of like trying to help her realize that she's probably going to go.
Yeah.
And because I do love Megan so much as a person, she was hurting in that house.
Yeah.
I saw her hurting, and I
Right.
genuinely love that girl. And so it was her time. As much as I wanted her to stay, like, she was hurting, and you
Yeah,
don't want
you
someone
can
to
tell.
be in constant pain, and it's hard. So
Yeah, 100%.
it was her time, and Sydney threw us for a loop a little bit. But when we found out more about, their relationship, like, maybe you guys do need a little more time to explore.
Right.
It
I
was
love
hard
that.
to see Megan go, but yeah.
Yeah, so she's not like a crazy ex, kind of like we saw last
No,
episode.
you know how it is.
Okay, I didn't know, girl. Cause I was like over here, she was over here like pressing him with the,
Megan has
the stuffed
never
animal.
done. She's a dental hygienist. Like, she's never done anything with cameras.
Oh my
And,
God.
Wow.
So Callum, who's this big social
Yeah.
public figure, he completely swept her off.
Is
her
that how
feet.
they met?
Uh,
His teeth and her background?
you know what?
Do we not know?
I think you just figured it out.
Within
Crack
2
the
days,
case.
he flew her to Paris and asked her to be his girlfriend. So, like, completely.
I mean,
swept
that would
her.
literally sweep anyone off.
I
If
mean,
she's
she's-
Paris.
yeah.
Okay, Eiffel
on.
Tower.
Fly me out.
Like,
All right, say
right.
yes.
Daniel, I'm talking to you. If you want to take me to Paris, I'll consider this. That's all I'm saying.
Take a deeper look.
Yes. All right. So we got this new ice pad. Okay.
Don't I know it?
That this, the Yeti that apparently brought out the ice pad. And, Allie, you had...
lucky me.
Yeah,
this was a sound, like, I swear I now have PTSD for, like, any ominous sounds. Because, like, it was a different sound that we've never heard in the house before. And, of course, the whole house goes red. And I'm like, just down in my wine, trying to have a good night.
Right.
And Tierney was about to read it, and they're like, no, we want Allie to read it. And that's when I was like, why? Why? They're like, no, come here. And so they had me read it. And the moment, of course, that I read Nicole and Laurel,
Nicole and Laurel head to the Sauna of Secrets.
Amazing name.
To find out the truth, Laurel, because, girl, you needed it, and we all knew you needed it, girl, because she was over here talking behind your back, talking like she's this perfect angel, and the truth is revealed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about it. So we get them down there, which you said that this was a whole section that no one even knew of. It just popped up out of nowhere.
This house is huge, and at this point, we thought we knew the entire house. And then when this whole thing happens, this staircase out of nowhere, just like this whole part of the house opens up, and we're like, all right.
Crazy.
We're learning new things every day.
So they head down there to have some muffins.
Right.
Apparently, a muffin, Laurel was never brought this muffin to Nicole, and she's felt ways about it, which, you know what, I'm not even mad at it, because I'm passionate about my food.
Yes, red velvet at that.
Right, okay.
And Nicole's super disciplined on her diet, so, like, if she's going to have a muffin and plan for that in her diet with her calorie count, you better bring her that muffin.
And I was completely confused on the whole thing, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Are you not passionate about food, Lauren?
I am, but I've never drawn figures and had them animated.
Okay. Okay.
But glad you're here.
Okay. Well, apparently this muffin was a big deal. Well, the muffin, kind of came back at Nicole to reveal this note that Laurel read, and Laurel had to press play. Basically, by Nicole saying that she has cheated on her.
Yeah.
And basically goes on to say that she did hook up with other girls, and talked about you, Allie, talking about how, it'd be you that she would hook up with if Laura wasn't there. So the truth revealed. Yeah. Nicole's in the hot seat.
Yeah.
I mean...
And then video footage of you.
Yeah.
Thank
with
you for
Nicole.
the reminder.
Yeah.
First behind a pillow, so we could have guessed.
I was trying to keep it classy,
I was really here for you and Nicole, that very first episode. And I think this is the best way to just start talking about it, because we really can go into the breakdown of this whole situation. The truth comes out, then Nicole has trying to get her way back to Laurel, talking about, I don't want Allie, I don't see it outside of the house. And you and her connected right off the bat. I mean, the first episode, going into the second episode.
It was instantaneous, honestly. Yeah. It was honestly, I think, within the first 10 or 15 minutes.
It was
introductions, you and Nicole. That's immediate. What happened.
And that's weird for me. I've never had that initial attraction and such a strong attraction to a girl like that. It's very confusing, but there's something. I mean, ask all of Nicole's exes. Laurel only dated guys before Nicole. And there's just something about Nicole. She has BDE. There's something about her that draws you in.
Yeah.
Right.
Were you so clearly you weren't expecting that, going on to a reality show?
I thought I was gonna meet a little UK cutie from Love Island. I was gonna hook up with him, and for me to go in and be surrounded by good-looking men, Marlon, Ryan, Daniel's good, and then to go in and completely not see any of them and be immediately attracted to Nicole. It's just like, what am I doing? What did I sign up for? It was a lot. It was just a lot,
So from the beginning, when Laurel came in, we all saw that epic throw.
My flying adventure, flying lessons.
Nicole threw you out the way.
Yeah.
I mean, was it as big as we saw it?
It was, and there was also a level of me also jumping.
You became Superwoman.
Listen, I know exactly who Laurel is.
Right.
She is a competitor. She's MTV royalty. She is tall, blonde, fierce, with body, and she's coming in and she's mad as hell. And I'm sitting on Nicole. I'm like, I jumped and Nicole pushed, and it was just very organized.
Okay, because I was thinking, you didn't even smack her.
No, I was on my way out too. I was like, get me out of here. You did not see me sitting on Nicole. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know that girl. I've never seen that girl.
So watching back, let's just go to, last week's episode, watching that back and kind of seeing what Nicole was saying in these confessionals. I mean, how did it feel watching last week's episode?
Yeah, so
Both of them,
it definitely like brings it all back, and it was confusing. So you heard Demi drag me and say they should have called it the Pantry of Secrets.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually didn't get to see that kiss in the pantry, and there, as bad and as a fuck girl Nicole looked, her and I actually, before the kiss in the confessional, we kissed in the pantry. And the reason we did that, and we did that because we knew that there was no cameras in there. It was a completely safe space, and we really didn't do it to be shady.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of did it because, again, I'm on the beginning of my journey here of like what am I trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to try and get a kiss in that was completely us. No cameras, no other people yelling at us like, how do you feel kissing me in a safe, private space? And you don't see that kiss in the pantry because there's, nothing there. And then obviously the kiss was good and we went down to the confessional. So I can't 100% be mad at Nicole because she did help me understand a lot about myself a little bit more. And we did go into that pantry. It wasn't like, let's be shady on Laurel. It was, let's figure out what this is.
Honestly.
So I respect her for that in that aspect. She should have told Nicole. She should have told Laurel about it. That's where I think it became shady, but the intentions initially were there.
So you're saying that she was super supportive of like your curiosity into liking women.
Yeah, I mean, I said even in the first episode, I'm like, are you going to be patient with me? And she even said like, if that's what it takes. But I mean, my kissing Nicole is the most I've ever done with a girl ever.
Yeah.
So like, this is a lot.
That's
you know what I mean?
It's a lot to take in.
But I do appreciate that she comes off as, kind of an asshole now, but during it and as it was happening, she was very sensitive and very, I guess, patient with me.
You don't think she was...
Laurel said in this episode, which honestly made me think a little bit of you. She was saying before, she mentioned that Nicole is a cheater or has been a cheater. She said Nicole like helped her or allowed her to feel desired, and it made me think of you because I think that's probably why you were attracted or why, you were honestly hurt too with Nicole saying that because she at least saw you in a different light,
she makes you feel like the only girl she's interested in and she has such a strong presence. Like she commands your attention whether you want to give it to her or not. On the first episode, I was like, help, please, because she's just so captivating. I don't know if it's that accent, the eyes, or the 8-pack, like, I don't know, but she definitely draws you in and she makes you feel so singular.
Well, I hope, I don't know, I mean, I feel like it seems sometimes I feel like it's breaking her down that the truth came out, but then also I feel like she's not going to change either.
Right.
I don't know, you guys.
I was wondering if was she coming from a place of honesty at the beginning or taking advantage of you?
Yeah, Nicole and I, after this too, our relationship definitely gets a little bit more complicated. And I think even still, I'm just like, I don't know what that was, but it was a learning experience. And we're good now. But yeah, I think actually me getting closer to like this whole Sauna of Secrets could have went real bad.
Right.
It could have been real bad for me, and Laurel being the mature, and she's just so eloquent.
Yeah, so what happened after it all revealed?
She basically was like, let me move out, just send me home. And they, Nicole and Laurel had a heart-to-heart, and I kind of like slipped in there, and I was like, can I just have a moment with both of you? And it ended up being just a moment with Laurel and I, and we had a heart-to-heart where we really connected on like, I'm exploring and I'm confused about this attraction to Nicole, and Laurel and I ended up being very close after this because I respected her for taking the high road. She could have like, totally been like, you're a little, you're a little skis and blah, 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 and you're disrespectful, but she was like, talk to me. Come talk to me. When you're confused about these feelings, like, I'm here for you. And that just showed such a level of maturity, and it could have been really bad for me, and Laurel had my back, and so I will always respect her for that.
That's real.
Yeah, absolutely.
And first of all, I do want to say you're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, like you are all woman. All right, like your
We
style's
come in
impeccable.
all shapes and
Okay, and I mean, I just want to point out because you were getting emotional back in the trailer watching this episode.
Yeah, you relive it. I started crying again. So definitely
what stood out in all these feels to you?
Yeah,
that made you.
For me, like everyone has to realize too. My housemates, they're all super seasoned on reality. This is kind of my first experience with reality. Temptation Island, I was hardly on it. It was a different dynamic. No one on Temptation Island had been on a show before. Very callow, inexperienced cast.
Right.
Everybody in this house knows exactly what they're doing. They've been here, got the T-shirt. So for me, it was very overwhelming. I'm not used to reality at all.
Okay.
And so for me to come into this house and like, it's just a lot. And for me, the last time I was really on TV was when I was on Nickelodeon. And I feel like I look exactly the same as I was on Nickelodeon. So, like, for me, I'm just in a house with these gorgeous people, you know, the boobs. And the first thing I said about Sydney, I was like, oh, she's got great boobs. Like, you know, and I think it's something that I've always maybe struggled with of not feeling super womanly. I'm 4'11", I got no boobs. You know, it's just like, and so to question your sexuality, which I think feeling womanly and feeling sexy has such a big part of your sexuality that it's just a lot to come into this house and realize, like, I'm not the biggest in the room, personality-wise, physically, and then in confidence-wise too. You know, when you're in a house like this, and then you like someone and they don't like you, it makes your confidence.
And everything really happened all at once.
All at once.
And probably that's why, because I know you were talking to Lademi specifically, and you were talking about, you know, how she's everything that you would want to be. And is that kind of...
Yeah, so immediately my relationship with Demi, I just, like, didn't know how to take it. I think Demi and I are just complete opposite girls. Like, she is confident, sexy, owns it, you know, and, like, she will put anybody in their place.
Yeah.
I'm not that person. I don't like conversation. And so I got the drift at first that Demi didn't like me, and that kind of hurt me too, because I really kind of looked up to her, and I was like, if I'm ever going to get an experience in this house to get to know someone, I want it to be Demi, because
someone you want to be.
There's so many traits in her that I admire. She's so confident, and I started to touch on that with her tonight, and the heart to heart that you saw, I did really take it to heart, because I want to know how she got to where she's at. Like,
well, and
I want to be like
it's
that.
like, you know, social media, to be a woman, you need big tits, big ass. But that's not the case, you know. I feel like social media is really making it into that. I feel like, you know, but I can see how, though, too.
It's her
confidence.
Her confidence, she commands attention when she walks in the room, like, you know, and she's just witty, and she's got it, and I find that sexy. I find that confidence sexy, so I want that.
What I want to say, though, you know, we're not trying to turn this into
we definitely
coaching
don't.
session, but I do love the idea of, like, you know, a quiet confidence, and I feel like that's what you have, because it takes a lot of guts to sit here or sit on camera and wherever and say, you know what, I'm not 100%. I'm not who I want to be yet.
I still don't know.
And you still don't know. A lot of people won't say that and won't say that, you know, ever.
Life.
And that's
people
life.
have ups and downs all the time.
So,
and I think what I want people to know, particularly about this season of Ex on the Beach, maybe more so than others, is that, well, number one, we really did not think it was Ex on the Beach. Like, we honestly did not. But even when we did find out, this cast in particular, I just feel like was so genuine, and the moments that you guys see, and these learning moments that every single one of us go through, you know, reality gets such a bad rap sometimes, and this experience was such a learning and growing experience for every single one of us, and what you see on this show is really what we went through.
And it's super relatable.
And it's real, and it's different. I feel like, unlike any of the other Ex on the Beach seasons, we have such a diverse cast that we're all in such different places in our lives and different parts of the world too. And for us to all be under one roof, there was a lot of growing and a lot of experience.
I love it. I love to hear that, and I love that you can talk about it and just embrace it and just own the feelings that you have. You know, a lot of people don't like to express those things. I like to just let it out. Let the breakdown happen. Well, you know, Nicole let the breakdown happen. Callum consoling Nicole, which I thought was really sweet, even though I was like, Nicole, okay. But I definitely, you know, one thing that Callum said that stood out to me, he said, you'll not cheat when you find the right person. And I'm like, but is that okay, though? Because I'm like...
So you blaming it on everybody else.
Because you haven't
met the one person. No.
I don't know if that's all the way true.
No.
I don't know.
I think
it's like once a cheater, always a cheater.
Callum is totally like, he met Georgia, and he is ready to forsake all his ways. So I think, like, so that's where he's at. He's like, listen, Nicole, it's going to happen for you. It's happening for me right now. Like, I do believe Callum believes that, and he has completely forgotten everything in his past. Ibiza weekend or what? Nope. He, you know, so I think
I don't recall.
It's hard to take the reality show aspect out of this, because you wonder, is that a true love? You know, same thing with you. Is that a true love, or is this the show? With, you know, it's hard to know which way it's gonna go.
And everything that goes into reality, like the sequestering process before we get into the house. I mean, that drives you mental. You go crazy. So
1,000%.
For sure.
Well, Laurel just needs some space, expressing to Georgia, listen to your intuition, listen to the way you feel, and that is so true.
So true.
Okay, Lauren, I don't know about you, but us females, we be knowing things, okay? We be knowing everything.
I think it was so especially hard for Laurel, who's so smart. I mean, she's always one step ahead. She won the challenge. Like, she's always 5 steps ahead. And so I think to see Laurel in such a different dynamic, it's not only refreshing because it gives her more depth. Like, you've only seen her as a competitor, but I think it's genuinely confusing for her because she cannot be 5 steps ahead of Nicole. Right. And this is the one time that she's not. Yeah, it's like that power struggle.
Interesting.
Even keel.
Well, so that ends the night, and the next morning, we kind of switch gears here, and Daniel takes Sydney on a date right outside. Tierney, Adore, and LaDemi decide to pour themselves some mimosas and watch this date go down, But, it wasn't going too well. They did the body painting.
What was that? Was not even... I didn't see any paint. It was like
frosting?
two...
Frosting.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Just 2 scoops.
But we didn't get for both of them because they both eat super clean and they're into their workouts.
Not even fondant. Just the cheap old...
It wasn't a great.
I mean, I get where they were going with it, but it just cute. Was like, it was not. I mean, apparently, quotable, cringeworthy, not even soft porn. Like, they were basically like, can we see something here? Which I think kind of probably, I don't know though. I'm like, do you think it like intimidated them and they didn't want to do it, or it just wasn't going to happen?
I just don't think that was the right activity. Like, they needed to work out together. They need to do something else. Right, because they wanted to color within the lines when it came to that frosting. Like, God forbid you get a little frosting on your arm.
Or her hair.
On your hair.
On my workout, we had it.
And when they had that fake, like, food fight thing, I was like, oh my God, they don't even want to throw the frosting. They don't want to touch it. It's not in their diet. And that's all right. Like, it's not happening.
Not in their diet. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because the calories go into the skin.
Right? It seeps through.
Like a good moisturizer.
Yeah. That he likes to do as well. All right. Elimination day. Megan's kind of working up a sweat. I just had the feeling that she was gonna, go. Yeah. Adore just doesn't know because she likes Sydney, but she ain't too sure. Adore. I think Adore likes Sydney, but Danny was liking Megan. They got real because they lived in the house.
In her quiet moments, like she definitely came off as a little annoying with Callum, but she definitely had some moments where she's so lovable and she wants love. We wanted that for her.
Yes, but that is not the case here, people. Nope. She was in the way of Callum's next. All right, so she needed to go, but it was still up in the air between Sydney and Megan. So we go to the ice ceremony, which everyone looked amazing. Yes. Romeo and his slow-mos. Like, can we all just get a slow-mo like you?
Right, with the fur.
Listen, with the fur! We were begging Romeo, like, please just be a castmate, just move in. Like, we love you so much.
At first you guys, didn't want to see him. And
who would have been the first to jump on?
Tierney.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Romeo knows it. They follow each other on Instagram. They have a whole, you'll see, they got a whole little vibe going on.
I'm here for it.
All right, Tierney girl.
Shoot your shot.
Yes. Get the house, girl.
Yes. We all know that's her man. I would never.
Right.
Touch him because of her.
Okay, there we have it. So Daniel and Sydney, basically everyone's saying there's no spark here. No one's feeling it. No one sees it. No one's here for it. But, they're trying to make something work. We got Adore, Danny, saying all he wants is pizza and dick.
And he already got the pizza.
Which, that is, literally the best combo ever. I was
like, yes! Can we do it at the same time?
Like, pizza is my favorite thing, and also is the dick. Okay. So, I'm here for that. I was like, and they really didn't have much to talk about. They're just like, it's going great.
Right.
And
I love how Jack was not even, considered up for elimination. Everybody loved Jack the moment he came in.
Literally.
He belonged there. We just thought he was an original at that point.
Oh my gosh.
And he could not leave because his outfits were every day.
Yes.
We couldn't let him go. So it wasn't even a thought of Jack was on the table.
I love it. So we got Nicole and Laurel. Laurel saying she hopes that she can change. I'm like,
oh. Mama Laurel came through that elimination.
Unacceptable.
That is unacceptable with the hand point.
Yes.
She's towering over Nicole. Nicole had no choice but to say
Can we
yes,
talk about
yes,
Nicole in
Mom.
a dress?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the only reason Nicole agreed to wear that dress is because her one arm that was out was jacked.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
But it was just a weird seeing her in
A dress.
In a dress.
Well,
but
she
they
pulled
wanted-
it off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
she did.
That arm was everything. That
Give them a
arm
little
was
moment.
twitching.
I'm so done. We got Callum and Megan. Callum again being honest.
Yeah.
Friends only. And that's that.
Yeah.
And wiped his hands of that.
How fast do they have to leave once they're voted out?
They don't go back to the house. They don't go back to the
Wow.
house. They
Bags
have
packed.
so we pack. Everyone who's going to the ice ceremonies on the chopping block, you pack everything before you go. They load up the vans, and you don't get to say goodbye, like nothing. So Megan and I had a moment before she left because I kind of knew.
Yeah.
And that's it. You go immediately after.
Wow.
Yeah.
To have to pack and repack every week.
Oh, the exes that kept going down and not getting eliminated was
I'll
exhausting.
be over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, there we have it with that. Megan is gone.
Yeah.
I definitely think we should get into your special segment real quick.
Yes. So we talk about relationships. Obviously, it's X on the Beach, Peak of Love. So, this one, or today, I want to talk about communication, which is kind of
Please.
like, we've noticed from this episode, but honestly, at the heart of every relationship, it's great communication.
Absolutely.
So, conversations could save or break a relationship that you don't need to have to be there. And so with communication and with relationships, I'm thinking of you're talking about boundaries, talk about needs, your fears, fighting style, whatever. And so I wanted to talk with y'all about what do you think from the relationships that have happened in the first 2 episodes or the ones that are really current right now. What would be that one question the ex or the single person should have asked or should ask to make sure this is a relationship that can continue?
Okay.
So let's start with, we'll throw a semi-easy one here first. Let's start with Adore and Jake. What would be that question that you think either Adore should ask Jake or Jake should ask Adore?
Well, they have an open relationship, it seems like. But also Adore is, saying, she doesn't want to hurt him. So I'm like, maybe there just needs to be a conversation are we really going to make this work or are we not?
Yes.
Adore and Jack, it was an interesting relationship for me because there was nothing wrong with them. There was nothing wrong with them. I think just Adore's so busy and just things happen. And but yeah, I think maybe one of them should have asked each other are we actually heading towards something concrete, or do we just live really great together and we get along? Because they're both amazing people separately and they're great together.
Yeah.
But sometimes two great people, and when everything's too perfect, that's not always a great sign. There's no so
You're not getting deep enough.
No,
That's true.
And if Adore's on the road all the time,
Right.
can that kind of long distance relationship survive?
perfect is boring sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you jump in bed with Marlon.
Ooh.
That's what happens. But that's next episode.
Okay, we're going to see. We're going to see.
You know what? All right. Well, since we're on the topic of tea, let's also talk about probably Nicole and Laurel. What would you say? Either Nicole should have asked Laurel or Laurel. Well, we know what Laurel should have asked Nicole.
Right.
But what
would
do you
Nicole
think
be
Nicole
honest?
should have asked Laurel?
Ooh, I don't think Nicole needs to say anything.
Yeah.
more to Laurel.
I don't think
just
she needs to
like,
ask anything.
I think, I don't. I think those two have.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Is it okay if I talk to Allie?
Yeah, you know what? That should
Do
you mind?
Do you mind? And
That's
if you
a perfect
don't,
one.
See, I was
Laurel
thinking
should
Nicole
ask.
would have said, "You good?"
You good.
You good?
That's perfect. I love it.
what do you
Yeah.
wish you asked Nicole before everything went down?
I wish I just would have asked her do you take me seriously? And I wish I would have asked if you are patient and things go right, would this transpire out of the house?
Yeah.
And she answered my question before I asked it, but I wish I would have asked it first. But yeah, or are you genuinely interested in me, or are you just trying to win? Just another on your
All valid questions.
Yeah.
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
I like them. All right. Well, there you have it. I think we should definitely get into some predictions for next week. It's about to be real juicy. Let's hear
AfterBuzz
it.
TV predictions.
Yes. All right. Well, who wants to go first? You already know I'm always ready. So.
Listen. Well, okay. Prediction. Well, we already know Callum is sprung.
Yes.
I really think, though, that he might put Georgia off just a little bit with just how aggressive he is, knowing that he wants her. You know, it might be kind of a little too much to handle at first for her.
All right, Lauren, what do you think?
Well, I'm curious what's going to happen with Nicole and Laurel, where that's going to go, because now that the truth is out there, is Laurel going to just stay and be a puppy dog for the rest of the time? Because that's not going to work. Then she's going to be Megan, just sad in the house, and we're not going to want her to be in that anymore. So.
Well, I'm not going to ask you because you already know. But I'm definitely, I'm ready to see some fights happening. I'm ready for Adora to go off on Marlon.
Yes.
I definitely want to see how this even plays off with Jack and Marlon, because Nicole was even saying, don't do Jack like that. Or like, don't do Adora like that. Or Danny. So I'm like, I feel like something's definitely going to go down with that whole situation. I definitely feel like there's, Georgia, I think Georgia and Callum have another obstacle they're going to probably have to, figure out. So we're going to see with all of that. But, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Absolutely.
And, so that's been our show.
Very well. Well,
Yes.
I will say thank you guys so much for having me.
You were amazing.
course.
I am
you.
so excited for you guys to see. Like, I've been watching X on the Beach previous seasons, and I have never seen the wrenches thrown at the cast like this season.
Well,
so,
you guys heard it first.
you guys have a lot to look forward
And
to.
make sure you guys, tune in and like, subscribe, comment, everything like that. We appreciate all your comments, and, thank you, AfterBuzz TV. We truly appreciate your fans, like all the support and everything like that. So, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good
Thank
stuff.
you.
I've been your host, Sensei Don't Play. You already know where to follow me. That's Sensei Don't Play. Okay? Allie, where can everyone follow you?
Follow me, Miss Allie Dimeco, on Twitter, AllieJD, and I'm all over the X on the Beach page. So follow me.
I'm Lauren Kling. I'm on chat right now, so hit me up, and then also at Lauren Kling on Insta.
And hey everyone, I'm Akila Friend. You can find me everywhere, Akila Friend, but I mainly be on Instagram. Follow me there.
And you guys don't go anywhere next week. We have a guest, but I'm not gonna spill no tea yet. So make sure you guys check out our posts, everything like that. Have a good night. Till next week. Peace.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.